to the Africa Briefing Podcast, your trusted source for in-depth analysis of Africa's most pressing issues. I'm John Ofeansa, and today I want to explore two powerful forces at play in global politics: bias remorse and the law of karma. I'm focusing on how Donald Trump's decision to dissolve the U.S. Agency for International Development, USAID, is now backfiring on American farmers while simultaneously crippling healthcare systems in Africa. They say what goes around comes around, and in this case, karma is moving fast. Let's take a look at the MAGA farmers, many of whom were staunch Trump supporters in the 2016 and 2020 elections. They believed his America First rhetoric, expecting stronger trade deals and better financial security. Instead, they've got massive financial losses, and here is why. One of Trump's key decisions on his return to the White House in January was to dismantle USAID, the U.S. agency that funds food aid, healthcare, and economic development in Africa, Asia, and Latin America. What many farmers failed to realize was that USAID was one of their biggest customers. American farmers supplied crops for international food aid programs, and with those contracts gone, they are now facing devastating revenue losses. A wheat farmer named Frank, who once proudly voted for Trump, now sees the impact firsthand. Take a listen.
Farmers, and they are stuck in the middle of all of this.
Frank, who did you vote for president?
Mr. Trump.
Right?
Trump.
Mr. Trump.
If the election were today, Frank, would you vote for Donald Trump?
No way.
Couldn't happen. No.
You voted for President Trump. So now, in this moment, you say you're in a free fall. What is your message to him?
So I'm off the Trump train. Where I'm going for now is I got to protect my business.
A wheat farmer who says he's lost $400,000 since Trump took office.
I think there was a lot of people who voted for him that want to stay loyal to him, but it's going to get to the point where financially, if it's between supporting the president or losing your family farm.
You voted for the president?
Yes, I did.
And do you support these policies which might be hurting farmers like you?
Right now, we're the ones that are taking the hit.
I think he's sort of backstabbing the main people who got him into office in the Midwest, and he just left us down.
This is what I call bias remorse in real time. They bought into Trump's promises, but now that reality has hit, they are seeing the true cost of those decisions. While American farmers are losing money, millions in Africa are losing access to critical healthcare services because USAID wasn't just about food aid. It also funded life-saving health programs, including malaria prevention treatments, HIV/AIDS medication and research, and maternal and child health care services. Now, with USAID gone, these programs are collapsing. Let's take Kenya, for example. USAID previously funded malaria treatments, helping prevent thousands of deaths annually. Since the funding stopped, supply chains have dried up, putting millions of lives at risk. A Kenyan doctor put it bluntly, and I quote, "We used to have stable medical supplies, but now, since USAID funding stopped, we are scrambling to find alternatives. Lives are at stake," unquote. Also in Nigeria, critical HIV treatment programs, once supported by USAID, have been forced to scale back services, meaning fewer people receive life-saving medication. And in Somalia, where USAID provided humanitarian food assistance, the loss of funding has worsened food insecurity, deepening the hunger crisis in the Horn of Africa. You see, Trump's decision was supposed to help Americans. Instead, it has harmed both American farmers and vulnerable populations in Africa. And this is what I call karma in motion. The situation with Trump's policies teaches us a valuable lesson about interconnectedness. When America invests in global development, it also benefits its own economy. When those programs are dismantled, the impact ripples across the world. The law of karma reminds us that selfish decisions eventually come back to haunt us. Trump and his supporters cheered on isolationist policies, and now the very people who backed him are feeling the pain. As the global economy shifts, Africa must take note. Dependency on Western aid is risky. When policies change, entire economies can be destabilized overnight. Investing in self-sufficiency is key. Africa needs stronger intra-continental trade, resilient agriculture, and homegrown healthcare systems. Global alliances matter. Africa should diversify its economic partnerships to avoid over-reliance on one nation's political whims. As the Africa Continental Free Trade Agreement takes shape, African nations should focus on trading with each other, strengthening regional markets, and reducing reliance on Western aid programs that can disappear at any time. So what's the takeaway from today's conversation? Number one, American farmers backed Trump, but now they are paying the price. Number two, African nations relied on USAID, but now they are facing severe healthcare crisis. And lastly, the law of karma is clear. When bad policies are made, consequences follow. And the big question now is, will Africa learn from this moment? To stay informed on Africa's most pressing issues, subscribe to the Africa Briefing podcast. Let's continue the conversation. Until next time, stay engaged, stay informed, and let's build a stronger Africa together. Bye-bye.